Alright, Shalom. First of all, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently Christian in word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this heat wave that's hitting the East Coast. Because I live out here in New York, and today it has hit 106 degrees. So, yeah. And there have been reports that there is like a heat dome that's covering the US. So temperatures are a lot higher than they otherwise would be, which this is yet another sign of the times from the Lord. These dangerous heat waves. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read the article, get some precepts, and the Lord's will, you're edified. Says a life-threatening heat wave has enveloped the East Coast, hitting cities with the worst of the high temperatures on Tuesday before relief moves in later in the week. This is the first major heat wave of the season, with extreme heat warnings and heat advisories in effect for over 150 million Americans from Texas to Maine, including the entire Interstate 95 corridor. Extreme heat warnings are in effect across the Northeast, including Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. Actual temperatures are approaching 100 degrees, while the heat index, what the temperature feels like with humidity, is soaring above 106. It's soaring above 100 degrees. Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Raleigh, North Carolina all broke daily heat records on Monday with temperatures of 99 degrees, 104, and 100 degrees, respectively. In New York City, the heat index on Monday reached 106 degrees, the highest in the area in 4 years. Tuesday is the hottest day of the heat wave for the Northeast. Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, and D.C. could break daily record highs. Amtrak said some trains in the Northeast may be delayed due to heat-related speed restrictions. Amtrak issues these restrictions when temperatures are higher than 95 degrees and the tracks reach 128 degrees. On Tuesday, it'll feel like 106 degrees in Boston and in Philadelphia, 102 degrees in New York City, 109 in D.C., 107 in Charlotte, North Carolina, and 105 in Charleston, South Carolina. The extreme heat will even reach upstate New York and New England, where the heat index is forecast to hit 102 degrees. This kind of rare long-duration heat with little overnight recovery can be life-threatening, especially for people without adequate cooling or hydration available. Con Edison is urging everyone in New York City to conserve energy. That customers need to run their air conditioners to stay comfortable, place stress on electric delivery equipment. The company asks customers to refrain from using intensive appliances such as washers, dryers, and microwaves during peak hours. Relief from the oppressive heat will arrive on Thursday. Temperatures will drop to 69 degrees in Boston, 78 in New York, 91 in Philadelphia, and 93 in D.C. Yeah, but you look at this map right here, this feels like temperature, and you just see it's all triple digits. 102, 106, 103, 109. Like, yeah. And as I've said before, and other brothers have as well, have said that it's just going to get worse. Because this is the Lord's judgment. We're living in the last days. So the Lord is going to continue to intensify all of these things. The heat waves, the fires, the earthquakes, tornadoes, hurricanes, torrential rainstorms, lightning storms, hailstorms. It's all just going to get worse. Second Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And with these extreme heat waves, there's a lot of danger. People can get heat stroke, fires can get started a lot easier. People's cars can overheat and break down. People can, have other medical issues. Like a lot of bad things can happen because of these heat waves. But that's how you know that we're in the last days, because just as the men of the Lord have been saying, things are going to get continuously worse, and that's what's happening. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higgaion Selah. And these heat waves are judgments from the Lord. Like it says in Baruch 4:32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And with these wild heat waves, these extreme heat waves, these cities are miserable. I saw videos of people in the subways, here in New York, the underground subway. And, it's just people just packed in to these subways because, at least on the platform, because the trains are acting up because it's too much heat. So now people are standing around on a subway platform, because the train is delayed, because the train is having some electrical problems due to all this heat. So now people are standing packed together like sardines, sweating. It's so chaotic. But it's just going to continue to get more intense. And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that all these things that are happening are judgments from the Lord. This is the work of the Lord. Zephaniah 3:5, the just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. And that's right. So, the Lord having these heat waves all throughout America, that's his judgment. And if people end up getting sick or even dying, that is also his judgment. And like it says here, he will not do iniquity. And when you look up the definition of iniquity, it means wickedness. So no matter what the Lord does and no matter how it affects people, it's not wicked. So if somebody ends up having a heat stroke and dying, then that was just righteous judgment from the Lord. That was his punishment upon that person. If fires break out because of the excessive heat and homes or businesses get destroyed, that's judgment. If people get wounded and killed from these fires, that's judgment. All of these events are just the judgments of the Lord, and they're going to become a lot more frequent. And that's why those of us of the hopeful elect have to stay prayed up. First Peter 3 and 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and his ears are open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. So, those of us of the hopeful elect, we pray to the Lord, and we just ask him to keep his hedge of protection over us and our loved ones. And just keep us cool in these extreme heat waves. We ask him to, keep us stable-minded and comforted. And as long as we're continuing to do the things that are righteous in the eyes of the Lord, he's going to continue to hear our prayers. But for these wicked people, nothing but continual judgment is going to fall upon them. They're going to continue to suffer and be wounded and be killed and be miserable. Because they're angering the Lord with their wickedness, and this is how the Lord is going to punish them, or one of the ways in which the Lord is going to punish them. Like it says in Psalm 7 and 11. Salakia. Like it says in Psalm 7 and 11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And every day we see the Lord's anger. We see his judgments upon these wicked people. And we don't want to get caught up in that. So every day, those of us of the hopeful elect, we got to continue to focus on, just doing righteousness in the eyes of the Lord. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, to stand before the Son of Man. And that's what those of us of the hopeful elect are doing. We're watching the news, we're seeing what's going on here in America and everywhere else in the world. We're praying that the Lord accounts us worthy to escape all these things, all these heavy, extreme, deadly judgments that we know he's going to unleash upon the earth as punishments for the wickedness of these people. And that's really all we can do. Watch and pray and continue to move in a righteous manner. Because the Lord is going to do what he's going to do. He's going to pass judgment upon whomever he wants to. We just have to hope that we are of the elect, and that when the Lord does, decide to bring judgment, that our judgment is not destruction. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.